Okay, well, I'm going to tell you about the two passions in my life that literally make my heart sing. And one is storytelling. And the way I got into storytelling is because of this woman right there. Raise your hand, Dorothy. She's responsible. When I retired in 2003, Dorothy said, "What are you going to do, Ben, now that you're retired?" I said, "I don't know, I'll just chill." She said, "You need to come to Stagebridge." Well, what's Stagebridge? Stagebridge is a senior performing arts. I said, "Senior? You mean like old folks?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "Dorothy, I'm not old." She said, "Yes, you are." Bring your butt on down to Stagebridge. And I tell you, it's been the love of my life. Thank you, Dorothy. Now, the following week, a couple of guys I used to work with, they say, "Ben, we just formed a hiking group, and we want to get out in the East Bay Hills and start hiking in the East Bay Regional Parks in Tilden Park." I said, "That's cool. When I was in college, I used to run cross country up in the hills. But I never had time to stop and smell the roses. We were always running, and the landscape was a blur." I said, "That would be cool." And so, on Mondays, I hike with my buddies, about 4 or 5 of us. And on Thursdays, I take Scrumbly's class, singing class, and I take assortment of storytelling classes. But I have to confess that hiking is numero uno. But they feed one another, because my hiking actually gives me the creative juices, it clears my head, and I collect the most wonderful stories from the fellows that I hike with. Now, we hike in a place called Inspiration Point. That's the trailhead. Anybody know where Inspiration Point is? Beautiful, beautiful spot. And when you are up in the hills, the names of these trails and these points mean something. There's a trail called Eagle's Nest. You know that's high. Steep Ravine. You know that's low. And we've got one hill we call See Me No More. On this particular Monday, we take off from Inspiration Point, and we cross over the road, and we go up Seaview. Again, that name, because once you crest the hill, you can see the San Francisco Bay and the ocean. So as we start our walk, we are talking. We are trading old war stories and people we used to work with, and we're going back to childhood. And the things you talk about on a hike is just incredible. You never talk about them on the flatlands, because it's almost like Vegas, you know. You're in another world. And we share some stories and say, "Hey, man, don't tell that when we get back to the flatlands. That's between us." All right. And so we start this hike, and we are talking. And then we start to gradually climb, and we start to get our heart rate up. Then we go down a hill, and we get our breath back. And all of a sudden, we hear the sound of water rushing, the babbling brooks, the streams, and then there's a pond. And it's just magical. And the sun is coming out, and it's reflecting off of the water, and we stop and we pause, and we're silent, and we just listen. And some of us say, "Man, I sure would like to sleep out here." And we say, "I don't think you want to do that." And so we take off again, and then we enter a redwood, small little mini forest. And it's like the lights go out. It's like midday, but whew, it's dark, total. And we look up and we can't see the sky. And these trees are majestic. And we see on some of the tree trunks that they'd been struck by lightning and they're singed. And you think, wow, these redwoods are mighty strong, fire resistant, been there for years. And it's almost like we're in a cathedral. We were chit-chatting up to that time, and then all of a sudden, boom, silence. And we go into our reflection. And we walk through the redwood forest, and then we exit. And then the conversation starts again. We're shucking and jiving and talking stuff and trading stories. And then, on the right of the trail, we see a half-eaten deer carcass. And we go, whoa. We take an exam, and yep, it's a half-eaten deer carcass. And one of our friends who is a hunter say, yeah, man, that's a fresh kill. They say, yeah, I think that was killed this morning. And we're saying, oh. And so we get in this conversation about mountain lions and what to do and what not to do. And we go through the whole routine. And one guy says, oh, man, ain't no mountain lion gonna F with us out here in the woods. 5 black men. And I say, you better not believe that, brother. Mountain lions may be colorblind. They don't care nothing about black or white out here. All they want is meat. And so one of the things we do know is when you see a mountain lion, do not run, because the chase is on. Okay, and so we walk a little bit more. And one of our buddies say, hey, man, look at that. That's mountain lion scat. You know what scat is, right? Mountain lion poop. And then somebody said, no, man, that's coyote poop. And we say, well, it's some kind of poop. But that is the important thing about being in the wilderness that I love. You really have to have a keen sense of observation, because your life can depend on it. There are rattlesnakes there. There are gopher snakes, and they look alike. One has a different kind of head, but it's all about the tail. So you really want to watch where you're stepping, where you're sitting, and the whole bit. And so we get up to the base of the hill, Volma Peak, 1,905 feet. And we are walking up that hill, and we're trying to get our rhythm, and it is hot, and we're tired, and we're huffing, and we're puffing, and some of us are cursing. Some of them saying, why the hell are we doing this? And we're just working our way up that hill. One guy wants to stop, and we say, man, don't stop, just keep it moving, no matter how slow you go, keep it moving. And so we finally come up to the top of the hill, and we crest. Get to the top of the hill, we catch our breath, get some of that water, it tastes so sweet. And then we look out at the vista, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And we say, this is why we do what we do. San Francisco, Dunbarton Bridge, San Rafael Bridge, the Golden Gate Bridge, Alcatraz. You see it all. And so we head back down the hill, talk about what we're going to eat, and then a song bubbles up in my heart. And I break into song. What a day this has been, what a rare mood I'm in. Why, I swear I was falling in love.